Good day, everyone. Welcome to toluefeturi's, page and talk show for today. Today, I want to deliver, on my promises I've been making for quite a while now. It's been a while. I've done a video on some of the topics I've been promising parents, teachers, school owners, everyone generally on. Today's topic is going to be an interesting one. It's what a lot of people have been asking me about, and that is nurturing a creative child or nurturing creativity in children. Today, I just want to state some facts and some points here that can help us to, think more and do more on our own when we are working with children, having it at the back of our mind that our minds that we need to have children that are creative. In our country, Nigeria, today we are celebrating our National Day, and a lot of us are not happy. We are not happy at the state of affairs. We don't like the way the country is. One of the reasons why we have such abysmal states of affairs in our country is because of our educational sector. The state in which our educational sector is right now leaves nothing to admire, nothing to talk about. That is just because we have refused as a country to move on, to go forward, to develop even our curriculum, our methodologies. We have refused. We are in a stagnant position. Even all the reviews and whatever they are all doing, wherever they are doing it, it's nothing compared to where we ought to be. So today I just want to briefly put in my own 2 cents, contribute my own 2 cents, which I believe if we work together to uh, put into effect, will begin to cause changes in our society. So what are the reasons for encouraging creativity in children? Well, people are like, what is creativity? Is it not they should go to school and learn and come back and write exams, standard exams, WAEC, NECO, JAM? Life has moved past all that. The future of these children is not going to rely on JAM, WAEC, and whatever we have out there. Their future is going to rely greatly on how skillful they are, how creative they are. And we must begin to nurture them for their future. One of the reasons we have for encouraging creativity in children is that it builds their independent skills. It makes them independent. They can engage with any occasion, anything that come across their way because they learned it from the word go, from when they were little, to be creative. Creativity doesn't just mean drawing, music. It goes beyond that. It entails the whole individual, the way the individual talks, the way the individual moves, the way the individual thinks, the way the individual does everything the individual does. So creativity is not just to be relegated to creative arts or something. It helps them to be independent. When we go forward, you will hear more things that will buttress this fact. It improves their cognition, their thinking skills, their thinking abilities. It helps them to think. When we impute creativity or creative techniques into all that they do, right from kindergarten, right from preschool. It helps them to have a good cognition ability or cognitive ability. It helps them to grasp things faster. It helps them to relate things, to connect, to deduce, to problem solve. Also, in general, it improves the well being of the society. I want to use the example of a country or some countries that we all are aware of how creative they are. Number one is China, number two is Korea. These two countries, you can do your research, to me, are top ranking creative societies. Everything down to the minutest thing, they involve creativity. And we, in the country where I am right now, I would say we are consumers. We are consumers. We are not creatives. We are not creators. We consume whatever they bring to us. Whereas they are creators. They create things. Right? They put the creativity into their children. They enable the creativity center in their children, or the creative senses right from childhood. In their educational system, you see it there. Recently, we all were watching blockbusters from Netflix from Korea. When you watch Squid Game, you think about how rich the mind of the writers are. That is what I'm talking about when I mean we have to consciously, we have to intentionally, in Nigeria, in Africa, start building children that have the creative streak in them. Start helping their creativity, which is inborn, it is in it, it's in them. Start helping it to grow, start nurturing it. So, those are some reasons I put down here for us to think about. How do we nurture this creativity? Tolu has been talking creative. We need to be creative. How do we nurture the creativity in these children? I have some steps here that I will list out and explain one by one. One, which is very important, especially for my country, Nigeria, because of the rate of civilization, or what would I call it, literacy, not civilization, literacy in the country. We need exposure to varieties of knowledge. We need children to be exposed to a variety of knowledge. They must not just learn 1 to 1,000 or whatever we have in our schemes. They need to learn beyond those things in that syllabus. Hey. They need to learn about music. They need to learn about geography. They need to learn about arts. They need to learn about artists. They need to learn about everything. Everything. Fashion. Anything you can think of that is in the society, that is operative in the society, we need to teach them. We need to expose them to it. Not necessarily teach them as in like a syllabus or something. We need to expose them to it or to those things. Knowledge should be given to these children, facts on things beyond the curriculum, things beyond the scheme. As you all know, our scheme is limited. There needs to be limitless education in our classrooms, in our homes, in the society. Children need to be, you know, exposed to varieties of knowledge. For example, in our preschool, do you have music in your classroom? Do you have story time? Do you read books to these children? Do you tell them stories? Do you allow them to tell stories? Do you play music for them and ask them to dance? Do you teach them how to dance? Do you teach them how to draw? Do you allow them to color? Do you allow them to draw? Do you allow them to reason, create, be imaginative, play with sand, water, textures of all kind? Do we? Or what we want to do is they must, once they come in, they should start holding pencil. Right from a year, 6 months, they should start holding pencil and writing what? It's so funny. Is there any child that wants to write at the age of 6? Is there any child that is not a special needs child that wouldn't write? But they can lose interest in things like music, in things like arts, if they are not given to them from the beginning. And these things help their cognitive abilities. Number two is hands-on learning. Everyone that knows me know that I am a hands-on learning person. I'm a carrier, as in I am a barrier rather of hands-on learning methodology, pedagogy, whatever you can call it. Hands-on learning is very important. Beyond fact memorization, hands-on learning makes the children to become creative, critical thinkers, problem solvers. It starts by making our mathematical sense, language sense, literacy sense, all the senses we want to teach them, scientific facts, they must also be hands on. The children must be able to manipulate things when they are learning so they can connect. Maker education. At the end of your topic, what can the children make out of it? At the end of the things that you are teaching them, can they connect? Can they try to make something useful out of it? This is not just for early years. This is for all levels of education. Maker education. Can they bring something tangible out? Nigeria, can the children solve a problem in the society from the topic that you have taught them? Do you intentionally make them know that the reason for teaching this topic or for them learning this topic is so that they can create a problem and maybe create a solution? The reason for learning what we are learning is so that we can be useful in the society, not just so that we can have certificates. Are we intentional about that in our high school? If we are, your children will be fixing cars, they will be making chairs, they will be making things. They will not just be sitting down in that classroom 3 months, day in, day out, with nothing their hands can do. Expressive learning is another way to build this creativity in children. Do you allow the children to talk? When children talk, they think. When a child is talking, that child is thinking. Do we allow children to express themselves through whatever means, multimodal? It does not mean they must only write and copy. Hey, God. It doesn't mean that they must only answer those worksheets. They can draw, they can talk, they can act, they can mimic, they can do anything, role play, imaginative play. They can do anything they want to do. Do we allow them? If we allow them, it is going to create that ability to be critical thinkers, to be creative thinkers. And lastly, for today, is the prepared environment. Our environment needs to be prepared to bring out the creativity in the children. We must have things at their disposal that will help them to think, reason, handle, manipulate, make them want to do. Our environment, our society must reflect the kind of outcome that we want from these children. We must put, if we are teaching children about nursing, about doctoring, about caring, about the environment should have things that shows or that reflects these topics in them. For the early years, in your classrooms, you must have a little kitchen. You must have a little play area, a little imaginative play area. You must have a place where they can go and role play and act anything they want to act. You know, children at the ages of from 3, 4, 5, they want to, do imaginative play. Oh, I am the mother, you are the man, you are the father, I am the child. They want to do all sort of things. Do we have materials for them to do dress up? Why is it in them if it is not important? Today, I am going to stop here on nurturing creative children or nurturing creativity in children because it is in them. It's just for us to help them, develop into it, develop it. Like I've always said, if you have any question whatsoever, DM me, ask me questions, and I will try my best to answer and also give you insights and places you can go and search, to develop more on this topic. If you want a one-on-one consultation, please send me a mail at championseduconsult, at gmail.com, or send me a DM in my Facebook account, toluefeturi, or in my Instagram at the Learning Champions New. The Learning Champions New. Follow me, like, and we'll build, a society that we want to see, that we want our children to have by helping them in what they learn, giving them the right things to learn, gearing them towards the right path when it comes to learning. Thank you so much for listening to me. Till we meet again next time. Bye.